Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Tiante. You guys, today I have a very lovely, beautiful, gorgeous, smart, courageous guest with me. Y'all, this is my lovely sister from another mister. She is my president. She is my homegirl. She is the legs of the community. Y'all welcome Captain Erica Garcia.
Aw,
Welcome to my show.
thank you so much. That intro is about to make me shed thug tears.
One
Thank you
thug
so
tear.
much. Thank you. Aw,
You know I love you.
I love you back. And thank you for the invite. I'm so glad to be here doing this with you. I know we talked about this podcast last year, and
Yes.
now we're here, and now it's come to fruition, and we're all so proud of you. And I'm so excited to be here. So thank you for the invite.
Of
Thanks for
course,
thinking of me.
I am extremely excited to have you as my first guest so the people can see how we interact and they
Yeah,
can ask questions and they can kind of get involved in
absolutely.
today's topic. Um, but before we hop into that, can you just tell the people like what do you do for work? Kind of give them a little bit of who you are.
Okay. All right. She gave the best introduction I think I could ever have. Almost should have thumped here at that. So thank you again. But yes, my name is Erica, and I have been in the Air Force for 5 years now. I am a captain, so thanks for that. Woo! I work as an operations analyst, so using my lovely degrees from Valdosta State University, we went to college together.
Woo.
I do a lot of data analysis and data assessments, and I get to travel. Love to travel. It's like my favorite thing in the world to do. And it's just me and my dog Simba at home. We go on adventures and I'm just out here living life, doing the best that I can. That's all I can do.
That's all you can do. Every day is just live the best life you can. Okay?
Yeah.
Y'all, this girl knew me when I was flipping tables and cussing people out back in the day. Okay?
We have grown up since then because I used to have a temper too. So thank God for 10 years of growth.
Lord.
Oh man, it's important.
Oh my God. Good old days. Just in case you were wondering, yes, we went to college together, but we are also sisters of Sigma Alpha Iota International Music Fraternity.
That's right.
They dropped the for women, but Google us, okay? All right. So, anyway, we're going to move on to, one of my favorite things to talk about is a good read. You know, I love to read me a good book.
Oh, I need a good one. I need some good
Yeah.
recommendations.
So for this one, I stepped outside of my comfort zone. I'm typically more of like a self-help, like positive encouragement
Right?
type of books. But for this one, it was more like a coming of age story
Okay.
for this woman who was like, I think it was back in the 60s. And she was the daughter and well, she's a girl who attended a church, and the son of the rabbi was a guy that she was interested in. And so they're like teens.
Oh, forbidden love, maybe?
Yeah, you know how that goes. Just like a story, just like a
Uh-huh.
movie.
Yeah.
And they kind of like snuck off and they were making out and they ended up falling through like the glass pane while church was going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
scandalous.
very scandalous.
What?
Girl, I was like, this is like the first chapter. And
The
I'm like,
glass pane.
okay,
Oh, okay, all in the first
okay.
chapter.
Yeah.
What is
So
happening?
that was like the setup for the whole story.
Yeah.
So the parents, more the dad than the mom, got extremely upset. So they had to do something about it. So they sent her to her aunt's house where she lived like a couple hours away.
Okay.
And the aunt was actually a matchmaker. So the dad was like, I want you to match her with somebody, get her married since she want to kiss
But
on
it ain't
boys.
gonna be the rabbi's
It ain't
son.
about to be this boy.
Not about.
So he was like, you know what? She needs some structure in her life. You better do something with her because we can't do anything with her since she thinks she want to kiss on boys and stuff. So yeah, sent her away. Lo and behold, her and the aunt hit it off. So
Okay.
she became the aunt's assistant
Ah.
and helped her find matches because she was so young and she could just talk to people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she sent her over to like a group of boys and she was like, "Hey, talk to them, get their numbers so that we can set them up with girls because that's the way that they did it."
Okay.
And she did that and the guy that she talked to wanted to be interested in her.
Ah.
And she was like, "Oh, I don't like him, whatever, whatever." she ended up meeting his sister. They became friends, and it was just like this big situation.
I can see
Yeah,
the
it's
circle,
where it's
like
going.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
forbidden love, and then it took a turn. Somehow, we found out that he got somebody pregnant. The boy that was interested in her got somebody pregnant, so he had to marry her, but he really loved her.
He had to marry the girl he got pregnant,
Yeah.
but really low
Oh,
key loved the other one.
yeah.
Don't get it, but
Well, the rabbi's son found her at her aunt's house. Like, this is like real deal, a whole lot of drama going on.
okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just turning the pages. Like,
Yeah,
what's going
yeah.
on? So yeah, he found her. She was like, I really don't want to be with him for real. But the aunt was like, give him a chance. He showed up with flowers. He was doing all this stuff. He was like, let's go to Atlantic Station. I can show you a good time. I'm gonna take you out in town.
Oh, excuse me.
Types of stuff. So she finally like gave him a chance, and they hit it off. And then the ending. I'm not gonna tell the ending. I'm gonna tell
Okay.
the ending. So
Spoil it.
spoiler alert: the aunt ended up passing away. The girl moved back with her mom and dad, but then she got a letter from her aunt. Whole time, like her aunt moved to Florida. She didn't want to be bothered, so she faked her death, and she married a woman. End of story. So yeah, it was really dramatic, but there's some other pieces, key pieces that are missing from my wrap up. But y'all should read that. I'm going to put the label here so that y'all know.
Is this based on true events or just completely here for the drama fiction?
It
Do we know?
definitely fiction, drama. I feel like it was based on true events. I'm not
It
even
could
gonna
be.
lie to you.
Like that's how we get our ideas and like something similar must have happened or had to have happened.
That too.
Possibly.
I think it happened. But
Possibly.
the name of the book is Don't Forget to Write by Sarah Goodman Cofino. All right, so now that we got that out the way, y'all, because I have a guest, we have to play some
I love
games.
games. Let's go.
So it is game time. The first game is going to be Are You Smarter Than a Fifth
I
Grader?
hope so.
I
Oh
hope
no.
you are.
Oh no.
I know you are.
Embarrass myself.
This is not a true judgment of if you're smarter than a fifth grader or not.
I mean, fifth graders nowadays might be smarter
Now,
than when we were. in
yeah,
fifth
that
grade.
now that's for sure. They doing too much.
All
But
this AI and
I'm yeah. When my
fast.
son gets in school, I'm gonna be googling.
Oh
I'm gonna need a tutor
no!
because
If it's a history, I'm already in trouble. History problem.
I hate history. So yeah. So we just gonna jump right on in, y'all.
Oh,
Number one.
oh
It's
no!
gonna be 5 questions.
God,
All
all
right.
right.
Number one. What is the longest river in the U.S.?
In the U.S.
Yes.
Oh no! I'm already in trouble. Is it the Mississippi River?
You're so close. It's the Missouri River.
Missouri. Okay, start with an M.
Yeah,
Oh,
really
dang!
close.
I should know this.
Close enough. We're
Okay.
warming up. We're warming up.
Warming
Okay,
up. That was
okay.
just a warm up
All right.
problem. Okay.
So this next one, number two, is a true or false statement.
Oh boy, 50-50.
Yeah. So you're already halfway there. You should definitely know. I'm not gonna say definitely. A lot of people don't know this. So if you're listening, you should be able to learn something new. All right.
Fifth grader.
Kangaroos are marsupials. True or false? Absolutely correct.
Yep.
Do you know what a marsupial is?
Is that an animal? Because I'm trying to think. Kangaroos, I think bandicoots, and some other. Is that are marsupials? Do they have the pouches?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
That's what separates
Okay.
them. They
All
have
right.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I hope y'all learned something with that.
All right.
All right. Number three. Now this is more social studies or history.
Oh boy.
Um,
I'm in trouble.
what ancient civilization built the Machu Picchu in Peru?
It was the Mayan civilization. Hold on, wait. Can I get another? Can I get another one?
You get one more chance. Okay.
It was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is the
Because they typically talk about three,
yeah?
and that was one.
Does it start with A?
No,
Oh,
it's not them. 'Cause I thought it was them too.
As soon as you say it, I'm gonna be like, ah, yeah,
Yeah.
because we learned about those
Yeah.
three. Oh man, I'm doing bad. Dang, what are they called though? What letter does it start with?
I.
The Incas.
Yeah.
I just
See,
needed an
I
assist.
knew you would
Came
know.
in with the assist there.
Well,
Okay, yeah.
you know
Thank
what I'm
you.
saying? I got
Thank you.
you.
I didn't want to completely
You still
fail.
got it, though. You still
Okay.
got it.
Okay, thank you
So,
for the assist.
all right, number 4. Ooh, how many countries are in Africa?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm not gonna know the exact number. Dang, man.
It is. What's your answer? Go
Uh,
ahead. Go ahead. Go
it's
ahead.
taking a long time. 55.
You were so close. 54.
Stop. One of them was made or one of them just add on, like, just add on another one.
I said 60 originally. I
Yeah,
was just like,
it's a lot. It was a lot. It
yeah,
had to be up there, but
yeah.
no, yeah.
You were so
Oh,
close. You were closer than me. Okay. Now this one, I feel like I don't know when I found this out, but when I did, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Um,
okay. Oh no,
this is the last question. I feel like a lot of people know this answer
I
though.
probably won't.
So, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from who?
It was a gift from France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And
Maybe
that
I can keep
was
up with the
Are
fifth
You
graders.
Smarter Than a Fifth
I can
Grader?
keep up with the fifth grade
So,
population.
if you guys were smarter than a fifth grader, drop in the comment section how many did you get right? And don't lie. Don't lie now.
Yeah.
Have some integrity.
I
Okay.
get. I got 1.5 right.
You got you got one no, you got 2,
Two and a
3.
half.
You got 3.5 right.
Cause like I needed
Because
help on
the
the Incas.
yeah,
I
but you
needed
still
help.
got that right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Needed an assist.
3.5.
Okay, no, that's not terrible.
It's not.
It's not terrible. It's
Um,
above 50%.
exact I was about to say you're the math person, so 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah,
Right.
what are the math questions in there?
That that's exactly why I didn't put math, 'cause
Okay, okay,
you're
okay.
just too smart. You would have been like, "It's this, it's this, it's this." Don't do me
Man,
like that.
man.
Y'all,
Alright.
we got one more game, and it is a would you rather
Oh
game.
boy.
How many of these did I do? 4.
Okay.
4 would you
Alright
rather.
now.
Okay. So would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals? I thought so. Put some thought into this one because I really want to know.
Yep. Try not to overanalyze it too much. I'm gonna have to go with knowing every language in the world because I love to travel, as we already talked about, and I want to hit up all the continents one day. I have to go to Africa, Antarctica left, but it would be. And I like to connect with people too, so
Mhm.
being able to talk in their native language, I think, would really be
Right.
beneficial. So
Yeah.
that's the answer I'm gonna have to go with.
And it would be extremely impressive if you knew every language in the world
Yeah,
and you just go and travel and
yeah.
you wouldn't
Just to
feel
get around at least,
you wouldn't
and
feel like a foreigner, you
yeah,
know?
like how are they gonna know? Like maybe I lived there or
Right. They would just be so surprised. They'd be like,
yeah,
"What? She knows my language?"
yeah,
And then what if you go to certain countries in Africa that speak more than one language and
exactly. Like
you
the
know
tribal languages
yes,
and
you know them all and they're
mhm,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
So maybe I won't be able to talk to polar bears in Antarctica, but you know,
It was
get the
tough
chew.
because
Yeah.
when I thought about it, I was like, animals know things that we don't.
Mhm.
And the sea creatures. I wanna know what's down there. I'm not going down
Yes,
there, but
yes.
I want you to
Why
tell
are you
me
so scary looking? And what's
Mr.
down there?
Whale, Mr.
Mister
Whale, Mr.
Mister
Shark,
Shark. What makes you
why
angry?
why you trying to eat me? I don't
Yeah,
can you press pause on
yeah.
that?
Like
Let's be
jellyfish.
friends.
Why you mad?
Okay.
Why you gotta sting
Look,
me?
I would say, "Mr. Shark, I can help you out. Just tell me what you want. As long as you don't eat me, I'll
Yeah.
get you
You
whatever
might
you
help my
want."
limb, like my leg.
Look, they got dead people out here. You can just eat them. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
don't eat me.
what's really happening in your life? I wanna know. I
How does that
wanna
make you feel?
know
Why are you so
what
angry? Anyway,
yeah.
great answer. That
Okay.
was also my answer too.
Okay, okay.
For the same reason, I love to travel.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna go places.
Yes, let's go.
Speaking of shameless plug, next year, me and my girls from the Navy are going to Costa Rica, and I'm
Ooh.
so excited. I love to travel with military girls because they just get it.
We are, yeah, like, I feel like and no but people with that, like, military experience, I see them travel more than sometimes my civilian friends for different reasons,
Yeah.
but my visitors are, like, prior military or current military majority of the time. That's just all I notice, but this is easier.
Because we're used to it. We're
We're
used to,
used
like,
to it,
going
exactly,
places anyways. It's like,
exactly.
"Oh, it's nothing.
Yeah,
Just save up a little money
yeah,
and
let's
go."
go. Yeah, and the
Mhm.
TDYs too, like, I love
Yeah.
being checking into a place, then it's like, "Oh, you're in DC? Come visit me."
Right.
And that's the best part. Having friends in different places is the
Yes.
best part.
And the biggest thing that plays a part in that is because SAI, like, really helped me with
Yeah.
that. Because you just know people online, you meet
Yep.
sisters, you just add people because they're a part of this organization,
Right.
and then you just put out, "Hey, I'm gonna be in New York. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be in Ohio. Is
Yep.
anybody there?"
Yeah.
And if somebody sees it, but they're not there, but they know someone who's
Yep,
there,
they'll get you
they'll get
connected.
you in contact.
Yep, they sure
I
will.
love
Mhm.
networking, and
Yep.
that's how you meet more people.
That's the best part. That's the
Yeah.
best part about traveling too, is, like, now
Yes.
I know people that live in these different areas. Shout out to Alexis. I got to go to Japan and Okinawa because she was out there, stayed with her and Phil. Had a grand old time.
Oh, shout out to our sister. We love you.
Yes.
We miss you. We can't wait till you come home. So,
Did you see that heart? Oh my god. Wow.
oh yeah, it does all these cool things. I'm not editing that out, and I'm not editing that out
I
either.
was bamboozled. Okay.
Question number 2.
Question number 2.
Spend a day wearing wet socks or the day with a popcorn kernel stuck in your teeth.
Oh my god, both of those are so highly convenient. Inconvenient. Ugh.
And especially if the kernel is like right here
Do you know
invisible.
what though? Honestly, in the military, going through OTS, off training school, there was a day where I think I had wet socks the entire day. So I did it once. I guess I can do it again.
Right.
It's really uncomfortable, but I've done it before. Been there, done that. So I have to choose the wet socks.
Your answers are my answers.
Yes.
Because I've done the same thing literally
Yes.
in boot camp.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Doing the
Went through it.
obstacles and stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was a little much, but
Right.
yeah. That kernel, that's why I don't eat
I'll sit
popcorn.
there being like
Yeah,
the whole time, like trying to get it out. Inconvenience.
it is.
Oh man.
Okay, that was the easy one.
Okay.
Number 3, a Texas accent and live in New York, or a New York accent and live in Texas.
You talk about
Would you rather?
would I rather have the Texas accent and live in New York or vice versa?
Mhm.
Okay.
Because you really don't have an accent at all, really.
I kind of pick up depending on where I live. Like certain words I say for
Okay.
sure. Like my grandma's from New York, she still has a New York accent.
Okay.
But I will say, when I lived in South Dakota for the very limited time that I did, they knew I was from the South. Like
Mhm.
there was something in me.
It's that twang.
Yeah, I do have a twang with certain words for sure. Like it comes out, especially if I'm around my people from the South. Then
Right.
we just have a time, and I'd be talking however I want to speak. But dang, I mean, I kind of already I don't have like a super Georgian accent, but it's kind of similar to Texas. What's the extremes here? I'm overanalyzing. Like this
Of
is what I
course.
do, but
I mean, like true thoroughbred, super country Texas accent.
oh my lord,
Oh, Malanta.
oh Malanta.
Yeah.
Or if I'm gonna get coffee on 12th Avenue.
Yeah. And it's
Okay.
mad brick out, yo.
Yeah, yo. Get my Tim's ready.
Right.
Oh, I'm overanalyzing like crazy. I'm my bad. Let me just choose one. I'm gonna choose and commit and say why. I'll go with the New York accent living in Texas. So both of those, there's stereotypes. You know,
Mhm.
New Yorkers are stereotyped to be rude and
Mhm.
fast moving and
Right.
things like that. The Texan accent stereotyped to be really dumb and
True.
but I'd rather be stereotyped as rude and then when you get to know me, I'm not rude based
Right.
on I'll choose that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is very fair. I chose not to answer the question because I was like,
Give it
but
just
if
a
I
little bit.
actually had to like be forced to choose, I guess I would go with Texas
Yeah.
just because,
We already in Georgia.
right.
Yeah.
And when I meet people who are not from here, or this is a prime example. When I was in the Navy and I would come home to visit and I would go back,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "You sound super country now."
That's what I was talking about earlier. Like when you're around your people, it just
it comes out.
it comes out. You get in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm like, dang, let me
hey
let me
y'all,
code switch real quick. Let me go back because
y'all.
I'll be like, hey y'all, what's going on? What you
Yeah.
talking about? And they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What
I
you
do that
say?
too. Yeah, yeah. I'll switch it up.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Putting those words together. I love being from the South.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I would want to be from anywhere else.
I don't like the cold. I don't like being in the cold weather for too long, for sure. The only thing I don't like about the South is home. I mean, I lived here the majority of my life, but the pollen kills me.
Yeah. The older I get, the worse it gets.
I've always had terrible allergies, so it hits the same. Ibuprofen on deck.
The worst that I've experienced is when I came back from Japan because I was gone for so long. And I had never had an allergy issue when I lived here. But when I moved back, but I moved to North Carolina and I was fine. Yeah. When I moved to Georgia, it was like, I was like, I'm dying. I'm dying. Like my throat is going to close up. I'm dying.
As before.
That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. I won't get stuck on there. Last question. Food fight or water balloon fight?
Water balloon fight.
Absolutely, hands down. I'm not trying to get food everywhere. That's a big mess.
Yeah.
Let's do a water balloon fight outside and it's fine. It'll dry.
And then you dry off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Cool. Love it.
Okay.
Springtime.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Don't you love a good game, y'all? All right.
Yeah. That Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He dropped it I think that morning.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I love me some Usher. Let me hurry up.
Yeah.
And I just put it on repeat. It was a good time.
After that Super Bowl performance, I did Google Usher shows because I'm like, this man is a legend. I think I want to go see him. So one of these days, I'll go see Usher concert.
Let's just take a moment to talk about that Super Bowl performance because at first it was a lot happening in the beginning. I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was trying to pay attention to everything, and I'm like, this girl on the pole, and I'm like, whoa, what is?
It was so Atlanta though. When they brought it was so Atlanta, like because Usher I think is from Atlanta.
Yes, yes.
So the skates, first of all, because you think of like Cascade, Sparkle, all the places.
What was the movie?
ATL. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Of course, we have the Scripples in Atlanta. So Cat had the poles.
Yeah, and then he brought all of the legends out.
Ludacris was there. Like, yeah.
But I think what took me by surprise was the band. He had the Sonic Boom playing in the background.
Yes.
And shout out to y'all because y'all always sound amazing. Y'all always look amazing.
Yes.
Y'all cut up, okay?
I heard the trumpets from like when I was in the kitchen. Okay. And the drums. Listen, yeah.
From two musicians to many other musicians, y'all did the dog.
They did.
And if y'all love bands, HBCU bands as much as I do, as much as we do, put it in the comments. Who is your favorite HBCU band? All right. I'm not gonna start no tussle. I just want to know.
Hashtag Honda BOTB.
I love and miss Honda Battle of the Bands in Atlanta because I don't know why y'all thought y'all was gonna go to Birmingham, Alabama, and it was gonna be okay. Because bring it back to ATL. All right.
Switching up.
So our next segment is going to be the random facts by
Ooh. Okay.
Come on,
so
see what you got.
All right, now. So I'm gonna do 3 random facts. So for the first one, did you know that in 2014 the first Tinder match was in Antarctica?
Absolutely not.
So what had happened was there was a American researcher at one of the bases. He downloaded Tinder for funsies, and 45 minutes away there was another girl at a different research base, and I guess she had Tinder for funsies, and they swiped and matched on each other in Antarctica.
Wow.
2014. That was the first.
Do you know if there was anything that came of that? Like, are they still together, or was it just like?
I do not know if anything came from that. I know that one of the researchers didn't want their name in the article because they didn't want to get in trouble for being on a social media dating site in Antarctica when they're supposed to be doing other things. So
supposed to be working.
Yes, I don't know, but that was 10 years ago. So hopefully they're still cool and still friends. But
y'all stop swiping right while y'all at work. Do your job.
Exactly. That's right. Like, I want to protect my identity. So, all right.
Okay.
All right now. So, second fun fact: The unicorn is the official mascot of Scotland.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I feel like I've heard that before. But you know what's so interesting about a unicorn? I think I read something about
Yeah.
unicorns, and they were like, really, a unicorn is actually just a rhinoceros.
Never heard that.
And they were like, yeah, it was because it has the one horn, and it was actually called Unis something something.
The
Corn-
unicornoceros.
It something actually very similar to that. I would have to look up the actual
Yeah,
factuals on that one,
yeah.
but yeah, I was like, oh, okay,
Because
so that.
Celtic mythology is big in those types of areas, Scotland, England,
Mhm.
United Kingdom, and they chose it based off that Celtic mythology. So it makes sense.
Okay.
Unicorns.
The more you
Unicorns are
know,
cool.
man. Unicorns are cool. Okay, do you have one more?
All right, one more. So in the 1830s, ketchup used to be used and sold as a medicine.
Really? For,
Mm.
like, just like a stomach ache or like
Yep,
okay.
yep, along those lines, upset stomach,
I was gonna say, like, is it
indigestion.
like a rubbing thing or is it just like a ingestion
Yeah,
situation?
I don't know that. But
I was
definitely
about to say, are they using it like calamine lotion?
listen. I think they ingested it, but yeah, along those lines. It
Okay.
was used to
Huh.
resolve indigestion of the stomach diarrhea.
That's
Pepto-Bismol.
crazy.
If you caught that,
Shout out.
if you caught that, you're
Wow. Okay. So I learned some new stuff,
good.
y'all. Got
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff here
Yeah.
that probably shouldn't be, but it's there.
It's there. It's there. And now you know.
All right, now to our next segment of hot topics. So, this is about what's new in the news, social media, and the community. And let's just say Risa Tisa has taken over the internet. Everybody knows her name, everybody knows her story, and everybody hates Legion and his lying self.
Man.
Okay. I sat there with all 500 minutes and watched
Man.
those parts. And I think that now she, she just wanted an outlet to just kind of tell people like just be careful when you're doing things and
Yeah.
notice the red flags. Like everybody wants to call her dumb and stupid and all of that, and you should have saw, you should have known. There are a lot of women out here that struggle, and men too. I don't want
Yeah.
to, leave them out, but in the dating world, it's just sometimes you want love so bad that you're willing to sacrifice your own thoughts about it or ignore certain things.
Sometimes you don't even know until after you're out of it and when it's over.
Yeah. And then also I think what plays a part in that is what were you taught? How were you raised?
Yeah.
Were you taught to be a attentive person to notice red flags? Do you know what red flags are?
You have that
Are you
experience.
so caught up on, what social media says, or have you had interactions previously that would lead you to make the right decisions for yourself?
What did you see growing up too? That
Yeah,
was a big one,
definitely huge.
what
Um,
were you
but also with her, what I'm hearing is there's a movie in the works for her. She's been doing a lot of interviews. I haven't seen any of them yet, but I'm gonna go to YouTube and watch them just to kind of see what's in the works for her. But yeah, she is in her bag. She was at the Netflix showing and
Yeah.
she made a TikTok about it. She was like, somebody lied saying that they were at the Netflix thing because Legion lied and said he was at Netflix.
Mhm.
So she's like, but guess who is pulling up at Netflix? And
She
guess who got a premiere of the movie? Girl, you better retch in your bag.
Man,
Uh,
get the bag.
get the bag.
Get the bag.
All right, y'all. So that is the latest hot topic. If you haven't watched it, look, we just kind of tell you, Legion is a liar. He lied about everything. He ain't who he said he was supposed to be, and he had like 5 other wives before her, and he was doing like 3. I'm exaggerating.
Woo!
That's what I do. But along those lines, we want to kind of talk about today's topic, which is
Oh,
green flags.
green
And we
flag.
just want to kind of get into some dating situations, like dating experiences, just because we hear so much about red flags. Oh, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Okay, well, what's a green flag?
Yeah, yeah.
Are there yellow flags? Should we talk about that?
It's the
I'm a little overwhelmed by people always talking about negative experiences, and it's kind of like
mm,
the stereotypical thing where men talk about where like, oh, I hate when a woman does this. All they want to do is get your money, blah 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 blah, and then oh, I'm tired of men because all they want to do blah blah blah. What about the good stuff?
Yeah.
I really want to talk about the good stuff because I've actually had some really good experiences in dating, which we're gonna get into. So I want to ask you a series of
Uh,
questions about your dating life. I mean, whether that's now or previously,
yeah.
just kind of give us some insight and we'll just have some discussion. If y'all want to hop in the comments and tell us about anything or answer any of these questions, please feel free.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is a topic that you and I discuss a lot,
Oh boy.
as women do. That's all we
Right.
discuss.
Right.
Okay. Y'all already know this.
Right.
But I want to know, how is the dating pool for you? Are you currently dating?
So no, I am not currently dating. The last time I went on a date was 6 months ago, last year. Um,
Okay.
so where I'm kind of at, and I've been single for almost 2 years now.
Okay.
By decision, just because I decided I need to be by myself for a little bit.
Understandable.
If the opportunity presents itself, if somebody is interested, then and if I'm interested back, why not try it out, type of thing, which has happened a few times. So the dating pool, I hear from a lot of people that the dating pool is terrible, a lot of negativity, like you were saying.
Yes.
But I've been on a few dates that were fine. So I think in this day and age, not everybody, but a lot of people are trying to figure it out. And
Yeah.
so they start off with that and then they see where it goes. But I'm not really out there like that. But I've had good experiences. So I'm open to it. I just don't go searching for it, if that makes sense.
Yes. Now, that leads me to a question that I just now came up with. What do you think is missing from today's dating experience?
Ooh. I think what is missing, maybe what is missing from today's dating experience is that intentionality.
Mm,
Being
yes.
upfront with somebody in the beginning
Yes.
of,
Yes.
you know, the reason why I'm dating is
Mhm.
because, I want to have X, Y, and Z one day, or just
I'm
being
dating
honest,
for
like
fun. I'm
I
just dating
don't
to
know what
get
I
to know
want,
people.
or I don't know what I want, but I'm figuring out as I go, type thing. So that
Yeah.
being intentional and not, I'm a huge advocate of not wasting anybody's time or having
Yes.
my time wasted.
Yes.
So, if I know, you know,
Mhm.
boundaries are being crossed or there's certain aspects about me or the person that are definitely not going to be compatible for the long run, I'll be honest in a respectful way
Yeah.
and still continue to be friends with the person, but I don't want to waste anybody else's time or my.
Right. And especially when you get to a certain point when you're dating a person and you realize like, okay, I don't like
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
let
don't lead
them
them
know.
on.
Don't lead them on. Don't
Yeah.
play the long run and just okay, well, I'll
Yeah.
do things to piss them off so that they
Yeah.
leave me alone so that I won't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Like don't do that. Just
Yeah.
be honest. Have communication. That's why
Yeah.
communication is so important. I harp on communication a lot
Oh, yeah.
because there's so many problems that could be solved if people just open their mouths and just had a
Yeah.
conversation.
Have you ever been ghosted before?
Woo! Yep.
Yeah, and I have been ghosted once as well. I saw it coming, like, the
Mhm.
communication just kinda died down, but I
Yeah.
almost and, I understand people have different things going on in their lives, but I almost wish that I had that, "Hey, Erica, I think you're great,
Yeah.
but I am just not in a point where I wanna date," or, I'm talking
Just
to
cut
somebody else.
it.
Besides, like, "Well, he never hit me back up," like, what happened? Like, besides, like,
Yeah.
leaving it to the
Leaving it
imagination, I
unknown.
rather yeah, but I've been ghosted once, but it's all good.
Have you ever ghosted anyone?
You know? So, in my younger days, okay, yeah. And the
Understandable.
reason why is when I was younger, in my earlier 20s, I didn't have that maturity and
Yeah.
I didn't like confrontation as much.
Mm.
So, but now I, not to say I'm very confrontational, but
Yeah.
but going back to, I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Right.
I'll let somebody know directly if I
Exactly.
don't see us continuing as a couple or
Right.
dating, going on more dates.
Yeah. I definitely understand that because I've been there, when we were younger, we were
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was what we were
we're
doing.
still trying to figure ourselves out
Yeah,
and
and I'm
become
not
better
saying that it was
people.
right to do it,
Right.
but, in the moment, for me personally, the way that it happened was, um, I'm big on communication. I've
Yes.
always have been. I'm like, "Look, this is a problem
Yeah.
for me, and if it ain't fixed,
Yeah.
I'm out of there."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna tell you twice. I'm not gonna tell you 3 times. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
chase you down to tell you, like, "This is the problem, this is the problem." Now I
Yeah.
feel like I'm nagging you,
Yeah.
and I don't ever wanna do that, and I don't ever wanna feel like I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
So, I would just remove myself from the situation, block, delete, move it on.
And I think, they always talk about that saying, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
And before, if I was younger, I would kind of do that over analyzation of like, well, maybe they didn't hit me back up because of this and make those excuses.
Mhm.
But now, like, sis, if he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to, he would.
And
If he wanted to, he would.
and there's no need to overanalyze. Like sure there can be a reason for why somebody doesn't do something, but communication, it goes back to that and the actions speak louder than
Yeah.
words, I think.
You have to be willing, and I think that's another thing that I feel is missing from today's dating experience is that people have to both be willing to put in the work
Yeah.
because relationships are hard. You're putting two completely different people
Yeah.
in the same situation. And I don't know what you were taught. I don't know how you were brought up. I don't know what situations that you've endured to get to this point. And neither do you know about mine. So we have to bring those two together and be able to reside together in a relationship and effectively move forward. So you have to be willing to address those tough situations, those tough
Yeah.
conversations, and like say, hey, this was a problem for me
Yeah.
because XYZ. And it also includes a lot of vulnerability.
Yes.
That's the thing
That's the
that
toughest
people don't
part.
wanna do, and it's hard, it's scary,
It is.
but once you do it and the other person does it, if it's done correctly, everything's all good.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be understood, everybody wants to be heard,
Yeah.
and everybody wants to be loved. So,
It's a part that vulnerability is a part of relationships, not
yeah,
just romantic ones,
right.
but with friends too.
With
Like, hey, you
family,
hurt my
yeah,
feelings.
yeah.
This is what happened. Let's get to the other side of
Girl, when you
this.
said that, I felt that in my heart and I was sliding down the wall crying, "Why you do that?" I thought you loved me, but it's, like, playful, but you still let your friends know, like, "Dude,
Yeah.
that really did hurt my feelings."
Yeah.
Like, "Come on."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it happens, and we as women, well, I know with my friends, like, "Dang, I really didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I wanted to be truthful with you," especially, like, if it's a conversation where, "Alright, you being a little delusional, let me help you out.
Yeah.
This is not that, and I'm not the type of friend that's just gonna let you go out in the streets and do
Let me
whatever and be stupid, and,
yeah.
I wanna help you, and if you take it the wrong way, I understand that it wasn't meant to hurt your
Yeah.
feelings. I love
Being a true friend is providing that outside perspective to keep it real with your friend, but in a loving way. So I'm going to choose my words carefully with you.
you. Mhm.
I'm not going to ever call you dumb or,
Right.
something like that, but I'm going
I'm
to keep it
gonna
real with
love
you
you.
in a loving and respectful way. Like
Yeah.
sis, this ain't
Right. Girl, now you knew.
it. How many times have you gone back?
Okay, okay, okay now. You know
Right.
alright. That's
Right.
all we have to say. Alright, girl. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, when it comes to dating, like, were you taught about dating? Did your
Hmm.
parents let you date? Like, how was your, like, upbringing around dating?
So I had a little boyfriend in middle school, but we're in middle school. Like,
Yeah.
the only reason why we get into relationships in middle school is because we get to walk down the hallway together
Come
or
on now.
but so I wasn't really allowed to date. My parents didn't allow me to date until high school. And
Did they say
it
high school or did they say, like, a specific grade or
say a specific grade. Um so like freshman year
okay.
or maybe even actually right before high school, I think was okay, like because I think they understood maybe that was the appropriate age to learn just learn how to talk to people, learn how
Mhm.
to figure out your likes and your dislikes,
Yeah.
what it looks like if somebody's mean or
Yeah.
I think that age was when my parents decided like, all right, I guess like
I wish.
just the learning,
I
but
wish. And now my mama might watch this episode,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about you. I sure am. Because my mom had this thing where we couldn't date until we were in the 12th grade.
Okay.
And looking back on it, I'm like, that's too late, because 12th grade, I have a year before I'm out of your house trying to go to college.
Yeah.
So that's not enough time for you as a parent to help me navigate that situation.
I can
It's
see
not
that.
enough to teach me, like, hey, don't allow a person to do this.
Mhm.
If somebody does this, you leave them alone. Hey, have your boundaries. Because we didn't talk about dating in my household. It was nothing like a man should treat you like this. You should,
Mhm.
he should open the door for you, bring flowers, do this, do that. Like there was no conversation whatsoever
Oh,
surrounding dating in my
wow.
household.
Wow.
It was you cannot have a boyfriend until you're in the 12th grade. No ands, ifs,
No,
buts about it.
no,
No,
like, explanation on
no,
oh, okay.
no, none of that.
Mhm,
So
interesting.
looking back, I'm like, I wish there was some guidance because it would have helped me learn how to navigate those types of relationships a little bit better. Now, we always had conversations about friendships. It
Mhm.
was always like, make sure you pick the right friends. So I navigated male or romantic relationships the way that I navigated my friendships.
Yeah.
Um, that's cool, that's okay. But there's another layer that was
Mm,
missing, the romantic part.
yeah.
And that's why I think, like, in my earlier ages, there were people that I was with that it kind of felt like we're just homeboys. We just cool and like we just friends.
Yeah.
We're better off as friends because
Yeah.
you don't know the romantic part. It's just like, oh, we would just hold hands, do kiss, like, what do you do with this?
You're pretty.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
yeah. So to everybody
Interesting.
out there, just if you got kids that age, like you gotta talk to these kids. These kids they want to know.
Yeah.
And you don't want society to teach them.
Ooh,
That's the other
please
thing.
no.
In this day and age of
Especially
social media,
especially, it's just worse now than how it
yeah,
was. So much
yeah,
with more information at our fingertips,
yes.
please have that guidance
Yeah, they
because
need some
it's
guidance.
crazy out here in the world nowadays.
Yeah, and I hate when people make the point of like I understand where they're coming from, but they say like girls complain about they don't know how to cook, and they say like, "Oh, my mom never taught me how to cook," and they're like, "Well, your mom didn't tell you how to have sex either, but you know how to do that."
Oh,
And it's like, well, society teaches us a lot of things, and it's not our fault that we had to learn from society. And I'm not talking about the sex part, y'all. I'm just making a reference. In relationships, a lot of people had to learn from society and social media and what to do and quote unquote what not to do. So just to look at different relationships, some people aren't used to seeing positive relationships either, like their households or
yeah.
any man and woman relationship. I know a lot of people aren't used to two parent households,
Mm.
so they didn't see that growing up. Oh, my mom had a boyfriend, he was here, he wasn't here. Like, okay, so I think that definitely plays into your adulthood
Yeah.
and how you date and all of those things.
Mhm.
So, oh, all right. So, my next question.
Here.
Okay. So, when you're dating, what would you say is the way or style that you're dating? And so, I'll say this the last time that you were dating,
Okay, yeah, I was like, it's been a
that's what I
minute.
was like,
It's been
right
a
now
hot
you're
minute.
not dating,
Yeah.
but previously, like, what stage were you in when you were dating? Because I know some people date for fun, some people are dating to marry, some people are just dating to know people. Tell us, like, how you date.
All right. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm at a point where I'm by myself. I'm not actively looking to date or
She's not
to.
looking, y'all. I know she fine, but she not looking. Okay, leave her alone. Don't get her
Okay,
in
one
box.
day. Now hold on. Now hold on. Now so one day, I would love to be with somebody again, but I'm chilling by myself. I'm having so much fun
She
with my
outside.
friends. um, when okay, so when I did go out or I was outside or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm. Don't find these screens.
Man, listen. I I didn't mind talking to guys again just to I didn't want to not talk to anybody for this entire time. Not saying
Right.
even though I've been single for almost 2 years, I've still talked to people and had interest in people, vice versa. At that point, it was just to kind of get myself back out there
Okay.
and to really it was just to talk to people again, um,
Just kinda get
figure out
reacclimated to
reacclimated to talking to somebody with interests like that again. My likes, my dislikes, because it had
mhm,
been a hot minute,
yeah,
and I'm like, well, all right, I
just
guess it's
kind of
time.
relearning what you want and what you like,
Exactly,
and okay,
exactly.
testing the waters to
Testing the
see.
waters.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
get that, and I've been there. I think throughout the different ages, I go through all of the different stages. Like
Yeah,
we've all been through that phase of, oh, I date multiple people at the same time,
yeah.
which does not mean that you need to have sex with all of those people.
Don't do
I
that.
must say this again for y'all out here opening these legs and giving
Ooh,
people everything.
it's not a good move.
Just because you date three people, don't mean you have to have sex with all three people. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Right? And if you're gonna do stuff, be protected. Protect yourself. Okay, because these people don't care about y'all. All right. Shameless plug there. All right. So back in the day when I guess I'll say when I was stationed in California, I was living my best life. I was having such a great time.
Mhm.
And I think it was because I was just excited to be somewhere new, to do new things,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
new opportunities and
yeah.
just being in a new place. And in my mind, I was like, dating seems fun, and that was the first time I was like, "All right, date multiple people." And I did that, and it was great for the time being, and I
Mhm.
learned a lot in that time
Yeah.
frame to just be like, "Okay,
Yes.
this is the stuff that I like. This is the stuff
Yes.
that I don't like. I like fun dates. I like to go out and have a good time.
Exactly.
I don't want to don't dinner and a movie me. Please don't. I can't get to know you at the movie because if we're at the movie, we're watching the movie. And then when we go to dinner, you're like, yeah, we can talk about the movie, we can talk about what happened, what we liked about the movie, cool, cool, cool. But like, if the movie is the
I can
main
go to the
attraction,
movie. I
not
can
for a
go on
first
all the
date.
dates.
Not for a first date with me. Don't take me to
I
a
don't mind.
movie theater.
It's a horror movie?
Take me somewhere fun. And that's my thing about like first date. Like we could go to the movie. Don't get me wrong. We can
Yeah.
go to the movies,
Yeah, I
but not on
understand.
a
When
first
you're still knowing the person and you
date.
wanna
Yeah,
talk more, yeah.
to
Totally.
to
Totally.
tell me who you are. Not us just sitting here making googly eyes at each other while we watch the screen and let me hold your hand. Oh, take me bowling, take me to play pool, take me
Ooh,
outside for a walk in the park so we can just get to know each other. Take me on a coffee date. Like there are so many.
arcades. Let's go play games.
Let's play
Let's
games.
play games. Just saying.
Yeah,
I love the arcade.
I love
Arcade
it.
me up.
All the fun stuff. Like you can even. I'm a museum girly.
Mhm.
I am a upscale activity type of girl. You can take me to the art exhibit. You can take
Yeah,
me to the opera.
yeah.
Please take me to the opera. Okay.
A
Anyway,
good show, a good,
yeah.
like I live in Hawaii right now, so hiking is a big one. There's so many beautiful sites. So
Yeah.
let's be active. Let's just
Yeah.
go on adventures. That's
Adventure. That's I literally say this all the time. I
yeah.
love a good adventure.
Yeah.
And people are like, what do you mean by adventure? I mean anything like outdoorsy. I'm not like the most let's be fit and go to the gym type person.
Yeah.
But I like to be outside,
Yeah.
literally.
Let's
Like,
go, yeah, do something new. Do
yeah,
something new together, see something new
we can
together.
just take a walk downtown
Yep, I like
and
that too.
talk.
I like that too.
I like car rides with the R&B playing,
Yeah.
and we can just talk. Like,
Yeah.
there are so many things that you can do, guys. Okay, and we just gave y'all all the ideas,
Oh,
so you're welcome.
man.
All right. Um. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next question. Um. Have you or can you date someone that you're not initially attracted to, and why?
By initially attracted, are we talking about physical attraction? Are we talking about, like, emotionally
Well,
attracted?
typically,
Mhm.
when you have an initial experience, it's
Okay.
through your eyes. So physically,
Right.
that's the
Right.
first thing that
Right.
you get. So physically,
Okay.
we'll get to the other parts too,
Okay, okay,
but
okay.
physically,
Alright, so I went on a date one time where me and this guy, we had great conversation. Like, we really connected in that way. Like, he was a dope guy,
yeah,
but
attraction, physical
0,
was not there.
0. So, and I knew, like, and I knew at the I was like,
You
"I
knew
can't."
going into the date that it was just like,
No, so, like, okay, so, because that was my first time meeting him in person. So, I was like,
yeah,
yeah, so, and then but after it was over, I don't wanna be rude, but, like, I had braces. That was like a part of it, and I was like, I just can't. That makes me
Okay.
sound so shallow, but like no, but for other reasons too. Like although we had a great time, had a great conversation, like really connected in that way, I was like, this ain't it
This
because I
ain't it,
can't.
'cause
On the flip side of that, there was this man that was so fine,
come on. Come on. Go
so
go
fine.
there.
Hold on now.
Yeah.
And the more I hung out with him and spent time with him, the more I realized like, wow, his personality really ain't it for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
had it in that as well.
I
So
can
you have to
see
find that
that. You
balance.
really have to find the balance. And so for me, I think an initial attraction, like it has to be something.
Yeah.
Something. It
But
could
then you
be
gotta
like,
find those balances as you progress, and you have to
yeah.
know.
So that's the thing for me. Like if I initially see you and I do a double take, cool. That's all I need. Like if I
I'm
can
gonna get canceled for my
if
braces
I
comment
can just if
earlier.
I can
Like,
just look at you a second time, you already got my attention.
oh man.
But the thing is, I want to find those different things that's going to build the attraction
Yeah,
because I can find somebody who, first of all, everybody's thoughts surrounding beauty is subjective.
it is.
So we know that it's subjective. So I'm like, I don't care if you think he ugly. I don't think he ugly. I think he fine. And it don't matter what nobody else say.
Yeah.
So when I see you and I'm like, kind of cute,
Yeah.
and then you open your mouth and you can talk to me with respect, you can make me laugh. Oh,
Oh,
it's
you
make
win.
me
You're
laugh.
winning.
That's like
Yeah.
the 2/3. And then the last part is to be able to hold a conversation
Yeah.
with me. I don't want to hear what you're doing all the time. Like if you calling me, like let's converse. Let's talk about some topics.
Yeah.
Let's talk about social
Yeah.
injustices. Let's talk we can talk about everything. And I'm a question person. So, everybody's like, oh, we gotta play the 20 questions game. Literally 20,000 questions are in my mind
Yeah.
already. I'm like, "Oh, how do you feel about that?" "Well, why do you feel that way?" "Because I like to talk." "I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
y'all know." But
That
yeah,
initial physical, like, oh, is he handsome? Is he whatever, whatever,
yeah,
definitely helps. But then when you open your personality and
yes,
getting
it
to
just
know you,
builds
it
more.
yeah.
Because you could think I'm pretty sure, and I'm thinking about one right now where I'm like, I looked at him and I was like, "Huh?" But, like, he cute in a weird way. And then when we got to know each other, I was just like, "Dang, he kinda fine."
Yeah, that yeah, and
And it
that has
happens.
happened.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
like when that
Like, your
happens.
personality, like, makes it like, you already were good looking,
Right.
but that personality
When your
made you better.
personality and I hate the second example that you gave because you can see somebody so fine, you're like, "Dang, I wanna get to know him." And there's nothing there.
It's trash
There's
juice.
nothing to get to know.
No.
Dumpster.
That is the
Dumpster.
trash juice.
Yeah, absolute
Yeah,
trash,
sorry,
garbage,
I didn't
hot
yeah, no.
garbage. Like,
Like, you nice to look at, and that's it.
yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
because looks are not forever,
Not right? Yeah.
and that's why I'm like, as long as you're decent, we good. Like, I can't see how people stay in relationships with people that they just don't find attractive. That bothers me. Like, "Oh, she's not the best looking woman in the world." Why would you say that about your girl?
Yeah.
What? If that's my man, baby, he the finest thing walking, and you can't tell me otherwise. He all I
Gas
see.
him
I
up.
am gassing. Baby, you look good today, right? Oh, hey, handsome. Yeah, all you
Yeah.
gotta do is call me a
Yeah.
handsome and yeah, you
Yeah.
got him in the bag.
Words of
Done.
affirmation.
Yeah, I'm really good with that. But anytime I say it, it's true, it's genuine. Y'all don't lie to these people. If you don't think they're cute, then don't say nothing. Simple as that. Okay. So next, I want you
Next.
to tell me about a good dating experience that you've had.
Okay.
As in the person, like their character, the personality, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, a good date that I have been on. He was before we went on this date, he really took the time to because he was interested in me. We were interested in each other, but what really stuck out was he was very thoughtful. Like he
Mm,
took the time beforehand to know what kind of things I like to do, what kind of things I didn't like to do, what my interests were. So we did end up at one time going to the movies. I know you don't like movie dates, but I had a good time. And again, that's just
Let me clarify this movie thing. I just don't wanna go on
On
a
a first
first
date.
date, okay?
I understand. I
Oh my god,
understand.
I love the movies, y'all, okay?
Yeah.
Don't hate me.
But, he knew that I really liked horror movies, so we
Okay.
went to a horror movie, and to him, um, maybe horror I don't think horror movies were his favorite type,
Mhm.
but he did take me to one, so I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And it was a good time, and he had a good time too that he said, and he had a really awesome sense of humor, so that is oh man, that's
We
gonna be a
talk
winner
about
every
that
time.
every
I
time.
think that's gonna be a winner every time, and because even, um, going through difficult times, if you can laugh about it or make a joke about it, then
Yeah.
that's gonna help a lot. So he was very, very thoughtful and respectful, had a great sense of humor, and had that politeness too, because this and we had dinner afterwards, after the movie, after the first
Mhm.
date, but but, and back to what you were saying about having a conversation and it not being one-sided. We just had a good conversation and really enjoyed each other's time, and so that was the first one of the first dates
I
that
love
stuck
that.
out to me.
I think, like, as an experience overall, um, I typically date some good guys, despite what my friends might think. Uh, I've had some really good experiences in the last, I would say the more recent years dating have been really good. I think it's mainly because I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
So my mind is a little bit different. My thoughts of what I want and where I want to be are a little different. So the men, the caliber of men that I'm looking for is very different. Um, with that being said, I've dated some very, of course, respectful men, gentlemen who will, yes, who will open the door, who will walk on the outside of the street,
Yeah.
who will, make sure that I am good. Like, hey, do you need anything? Who are
You
thoughtful.
know, and back in my younger days, I remember thinking like, "They don't have to open the door. They don't have to like." It's like, "I'm strong. I can do this."
It's all by myself.
But now that I'm older, it's not even about that. It's just about like you were thoughtful enough to
Yes,
do the that's what it's about.
yes.
So, yeah.
Everything is.
It's yeah,
And
because
look,
you'd be surprised, and I'm not saying it's a deal breaker or anything like that, but you'd be surprised, like, how many guys don't do that anymore.
yeah.
So, it's a lost art. Keep
And
doing
just
it
so
if you
you
do
know,
it.
chivalry is not dead. I'm telling you, there will be men who will open your door.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me just say, I want to take a pause and shout out to this couple who is at my church. I look, I don't know their age, but I know they've been married for a long time.
Congrats.
That man will never let his wife touch a door. Ooh, ever. Okay. When he gets out the car, she sits there and waits
Oh,
for
wow.
him to walk around the car and open the door for her. I'm just saying, I love that.
Whatever
Okay.
floats your
I
boat.
love it. I love it. I want princess treatment. I want the soft toy. Okay. Treat me like a princess. 'Cause I'm gonna treat you like a king. Anyway, but yeah, this I've had recent encounters with guys who are very attentive. I love an attentive man because I'm used to being the person who's super attentive to them. I'm like, okay, I know he looks like this when he gets upset. I know he starts to act like this.
Yeah.
But to have somebody do that for me was very
Oh, yeah.
new for me. And I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. And not only that, but circling back around to it later on, like, oh, I
That
was thinking about you because you said you wanted X and I got this for
that active listening, like that active listening is such a needed skill, and it's so important.
you. Yeah.
Like just remembering something that you said 4 months ago, and then like, "You remember this about me?" Like, it makes you feel really special.
Right, and if you wrote it down, that's even better because
Oh.
I'm a notes girl. Look, I'm about to put people on game. So, if I'm dealing with someone and they tell me something, I go to their contact and I put it in my notes. I'm like,
Yep.
this is this, boom, boom,
Yeah.
and I don't delete it. So, like, I come back to it later, like, okay. Or either I'll create a note if it's just so much stuff. I have notes. I have like a lot of
Mm.
notes, but and most of it is church notes. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like just being thoughtful and putting effort into the other person.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if this person tells me like I'm gonna be out of town on this weekend. I put it in my calendar. So that way I know like I'm not gonna really bother this person. I'm gonna give them a little bit more space so that they can enjoy their time away, X, Y, Z, or
Yeah.
whatever. But another really good thing that I've enjoyed as far as dating experience is a guy who is emotionally available, emotionally vulnerable,
Yeah.
but emotionally stable and understanding his emotions. And that was also very new for me. Like a guy who says, I'm angry about this, and this right now. And now is not the best time for us to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So, and it had nothing to do with me. He was angry about some things in his own life.
Yeah.
And he was open and vulnerable enough to say, like, hey, and communicative enough to say, this is my issue. I don't think we need to talk right now because I don't want to put emotions off on you due to my own situation. So he would ask, is it okay if we just not talk right now? Can we talk tomorrow? And I would be completely fine with that because I would rather you deal with your emotions and learn how to put those in check and
Yeah.
get yourself situated and come back to me clear minded so that we can have a conversation.
Yeah, because you don't want to say something you're gonna regret based on the emotions that you're going through.
Right.
Too. Yeah.
Emotional maturity, guys. That's the word. All right. So we're gonna move on. Let's see. We're not gonna talk about any red flags because the episode is called green flags. But I only have one question about red flags. Do you know your own red flag? Are you aware of your own red flag?
Definitely done a lot of self introspection from because in my early 20s, whew,
Woo,
my gosh,
baby.
thank God for growth. Thank God for you know progressing and
Yeah.
yeah. So I definitely realized patterns and what I needed to work on and
Yeah.
still and learning myself. Really learning yourself is important
Yeah.
before. Are you ever 100% gonna have it figured out? Maybe not, but it is important to know yourself before getting into a relationship, so you know what your triggers are, what your values are,
Your
what's gonna work,
boundaries.
and yes, exactly, and what's gonna work and not work.
The key for
So
that is also how can you tell someone else who you are you don't even know?
yeah,
That doesn't
yep, yep. And I had to figure myself out and doing a lot better than what I was.
make
So the next time,
sense.
he gonna be lucky. I'm gonna be
Okay.
lucky too, though.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna be
yeah.
lucky too, though.
Now
But
that's the type of conversation I like to have. Baby, you gonna be real looking to get me because
yeah,
baby, I done a lot of
yeah,
work.
goes both ways. But I'm just
Yeah, yeah. When I find them, baby, I ain't letting you go.
yeah.
Okay, so you better be ready when I meet you wherever
Yeah,
you at.
yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
so the last couple of things I want to talk about is just like actual dating, like dates. So, like your most favorite date, your least favorite date, your most memorable date.
Oh,
And some of
no.
those might be too like your favorite date might be your most memorable date. Who knows?
Oh, no. Okay. Not to be like that, not to be like, "Oh, no," but
No pressure, no pressure, no pressure though.
man,
Your
alright.
least favorite date.
Okay, my least favorite
Oh, you know that one? Oh, really?
Okay,
Okay.
honestly.
That one stuck out.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. So, I didn't mean to be like that, but I remember it was just this dude. So alright. He lived on base, I lived on base.
Mhm.
But, so okay, first of all, I wanted to meet him there,
Okay.
but off rip, he made the comment of like, "Well, let me pick you up because then." What did he say? He was like something along the lines of, "Well, let me pick you up because then what if you want to leave in the middle of it?" I'm like, "Hold
Whoa.
up, big dog."
Whoa. Not you trying to hold me hostage?
Something along those lines. Oh
Because
my
and this
god.
is exactly why we drive ourselves.
And I
And
still
even
went.
if he takes you, there's Uber and Lyft. Or call a friend.
Was there Uber and Lyft
Not
back in the day?
probably not back then,
No,
but
not
I'm
when
just
we were
saying in
19.
today's time, Uber and
Okay.
Lyft, all right?
So I still went for whatever reason. So he picked me up. And I'm literally like, you see me leaving
Mhm.
the door. Why do you feel the need to honk that you're there? Like, I see you, you see me. What are you doing?
Right. I see you, you see me, and I see you see me. So
What is
what
happening?
we doing?
What is happening there? Okay, anyways, and then we went to mini
Weird.
golf, that mini golf place in Valdosta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, what was the context? God, I kind of just blocked this out of my mind because it was just a disaster. So there was like, so at the mini golf place, there was like that kind of waterfall type of thing.
Yeah.
So for funsies, I got on top of it. He took a cute picture of me, and then I was joking, and I said, "Oh, don't post that because I don't want people to make fun of me." I was joking because I got up there and I was like, or something like that, just being myself.
Yeah.
He said something along the lines of, "Well, if anybody says something, I'm gonna punch him in the face," but like more aggressive than that. Like he cussed about it, and I was like, "This is really necessary." Okay, all right, we left that. He had one of those cars that was like loud, like like
The annoying
we were at a freaking stoplight going to where we're going to next, and somebody was next to him doing the vroom vroom vroom. So they did the vroom 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 together, and I was like,
God, here we go. Please listen.
"Please stop. That's extra
This is dramatic.
dramatic
Ain't
and
nobody got time
extra."
for that.
But anyways, and I could go into more detail, but he was just aggressive for no reason,
Oh, yeah, no thanks.
and I knew after that I didn't want to talk to him
That's
anymore.
one thing that I know that I cannot deal with is an aggressive man. Like
Like
an overly aggressive
you're
man.
not gonna.
I need you to be aggressive in the moments where I need you to be aggressive.
Yes,
But like
all the
aggressive with
time.
me
No,
and all the no, you're
no.
just mad because it's Tuesday. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely not. Not in my house.
like
Not in my face. Say that somewhere else. Thank you.
no. No, so it was a disaster for multiple reasons, but that main one, like just the aggressiveness, not
Okay.
towards me, but it would have, I could tell, like, if I had kept dating him, I didn't, by the way, but if I kept dating him, that aggressiveness
Would
probably at one
go
point
towards you.
towards
Yeah.
me, and oh
Yeah.
no, no,
Absolutely not. We're not doing
no, we're
that.
not doing that.
Okay.
No, we're not.
So your favorite date or your most memorable date?
My most memorable date was when the entire thing was good. We really just talked and got to know each other. And as mentioned before, I like adventures.
Mhm.
So when we get to enjoy an experience together
Mhm.
and we get to know each other, that's really gonna stick out
Okay.
to me. So it was in Hawaii, where I live right now, and we got to go to the top of this outlook, and I got to see the city of Honolulu like at night for the first time.
Wow.
That was really thoughtful and memorable. Um, and just having a good conversation. That was something that stuck out. Like just being able to enjoy each other's time and enjoy an experience together. That was really dope.
Yeah. I love those. So I would probably say this is so funny because my favorite date and my least favorite date happened in the same day.
Oh,
So this is back in the time where I was dating multiple people, obviously. So I had a date scheduled for earlier in the day, and then I had an evening date scheduled. And this is when I lived in California.
yeah.
And oh my gosh. So I had the worst date first. I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, good it was at first, so you could go on a
Right.
good one, I guess.
You know, right? I was kind of hectic. I was, what's the word I'm looking for? Not hectic. Wow. I was hesitant. There we go.
Mm,
That word. I
yeah,
was hesitant after the worst day, and I was like, they're not the same person.
yeah.
Cool. So this date specifically, first of all, for some odd reason on that day, his car decided to not work. So I had to go get him. Cool.
Stuff
No
happens.
problem.
Life be
I,
lifing.
and
Like
I don't have no problem with
right.
that. So people who know me know y'all know how nice I am, and I'm not trying to brag.
Life be life
I don't
sometimes.
I don't mind. Cool. Go scoop
Sometimes.
him up. We go to the location, which is downtown, um, Gaslamp District, downtown San Diego. We go to the bar. We're watching the game. Have a good time.
Yeah.
And he's texting like the whole time. That we're there.
Ah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
And then number two, like You're not even really secretive about it because I'm sitting here, he's sitting here, and you're like just kind of right here with it. And I'm like, oh, well, we're sharing. Oh, who is such and such? This face, this face, this face.
Oh no. Oh no.
I was
Wow.
like, check please. And then I was like, dang, I drove him here. God, Target.
Dang it. I
I was
have
like, you know
to.
what? I gotta pretend to drop him off, and like,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? He before I could even ask for the check, he gets a phone call from Kissy Face, and I'm hearing a girl's voice on the other end,
Oh
and
no.
he goes, he says something, and then he hangs up, and he's like, "Oh, we gotta go right now. My car's ready to be picked up." It's like on a Sunday.
The plot thickens.
Just Sunday. I said, you know what? I'm already ready to go
Let me find
anyway.
out that kissy face emoji was borrowing his car or something like that. Let me find out.
It's like, you know what? I'm ready to go anyway. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Let's just never do
On
this
the
again.
way, it's probably like a 15-minute drive, but it felt like 45 minutes because this is when it got serious because you said some disrespectful stuff while I'm driving you
Oh
home.
no.
And I'm like, how did we get is he bipolar? Like something is seriously wrong with this man. And there was a point where I was like, I'm literally going to pull over to the side of the road and put you out. Type of disrespectful.
In 15-minute conversation, saying disrespectful stuff.
To me, when you riding in my passenger seat of my Kia Forte coupe, excuse me,
Excuse me.
I will eject those Cedo, cuz because like, I really wanted to put him out. But anyway, I drove him all the way home and I dropped him off and I blocked and deleted him.
Yes.
And
Ay,
he,
Dios.
I get a FaceTime later on before my second date. I get a FaceTime from a number I don't know, and I'm like,
Kissy face girl.
I'm thinking like it might be one of my friends who I don't have the new number or whatever. So I answer, it's him in a hospital robe at his house saying, "Why did you treat me like that? I'm at the hospital. You sent me into a panic attack because you blocked me. Why would you block?" Y'all was a really bad experience. I won't go any further, but that was enough
I wasn't
for
expecting
me.
that. I thought it was gonna be old girl.
No, it was him in a hospital gown at his house. Okay. So yeah, that was the worst day ever. Yeah, that was mm, okay. So I had a few hours to decompress before my next date. So obviously, as you can see, I was very hesitant by that to go on another date that day. So I was just like, you know what? I'm about to I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna change my clothes, I'm just gonna reset
Let's reset this
all the
experience.
way. And so that's what I did. So this
No
time
hospital room.
I was in the Navy, so he was in the Navy, and he was like, let's go bowling and we can go play pool. And I was like, oh,
You love
wonderful.
bowling,
You know I
so
love bowling. So
yeah.
I'm like, bet. So, it was across the street from my barracks. So I was like, I'll just walk over there. Cool. So we met at the bowling alley. We bowled, we talked junk, we got to know each other, and then
Yeah.
I beat him at bowling and he beat me at pool. So it was just like a really
A
fun
balance
time.
for
It
you.
was great. And we got to
Yeah.
know each other. We got to talk smack. So
Yeah.
that was fun. And then afterwards he was like, I don't want the date to end. Um, do you want to go get food? And I'm like, yeah. So we would leave base. And we had to catch either like an Uber or a Lyft. So we would have to leave base and go across the street to the gas station and wait. So we did that. And like, those big green boxes that everybody used to sit on when we were little?
Yes.
I was sitting on that. And he was
Yes.
like, the Uber pulls up and he's like, get on my back. And I'm like, what? He's like,
Feedback ride
get
adventure.
okay. Always been scared for people to pick me up. It's terrifying. Anyway,
Aw.
so he yanks me up and he's like running to the car. And I'm like, well, this is fun.
Are we
Like,
in the
this is
5th
like,
grade again? This
this
is
is like
fun.
really
This is
cute and really fun. And
yeah, yeah.
like we get in the car, we go downtown, we eat pizza, and we just talk more. And he knew about SAI. So it was just like a really great conversation at
Stuff
that
like that.
moment. I
Yeah.
said, oh, wow, like this is amazing. And the lady with the flowers came by and she's like, you want to buy a rose? And he was like, yeah. And he
Aw.
bought me a rose. He was like, a rose for a rose. And I was like, it was just really
Aw,
cute.
that's
It was
adorable.
really cute. And then we
Yeah.
walked downtown and then we went back and he walked me to my barracks and he left. And it ended up turning into a morning date because I texted him the next morning, like, hey, you want to go get breakfast?
Aw.
And so it was a really great day. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was amazing. It
Yeah.
really made up for the horrible one. Yeah. And then I know we're kind of running out of time here, but my most memorable date was one of the most recent ones where I was sick and he had this whole plan to take me to Florida. We were going to Jacksonville. We were going to do some things.
Mhm.
And I was excited, but I was so sick. I
Wow.
was so sick. And I just really couldn't put myself to the side and be like, I'm sick. We can't do this. Let's reschedule. I was like, no, we made plans. We're going to go.
Uh-oh.
He kept asking me, are you sure you want to go? And I was like, yeah. He's driving. And I'm like, I couldn't talk above a certain decibel or my throat would start hurting. So I was like,
Mhm.
now I can't talk to you. And we're like on
Mm.
this 2 hour drive down to Florida. And he was holding it down. He was talking. And I was like, oh, this is great. He's like really doing the thing. And I was like, I wish I could talk. Like, this is just really
Aw.
bothering me. We get down there and we were going to make candles. And so we made the candles. And I was like, this is like a really great experience because I've never done it. It's something new. It's something that was outside of the box that I'd never thought of. And it was very like romantic and intimate. And you get to like see what the other person likes.
Mhm.
Just like those scents and smells. And it's like, it tells me a little bit about who you are as a person. But we had some other things planned. We didn't get to it. We went to eat, and I started feeling real bad. Then I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you home because I could see it on your face."
Aw.
And I was like, "That's thoughtfulness. That's
Yeah.
attentiveness, and that you cared enough about me to say, like, I know you want to stay here, but you can't stay here. Like, I know we got plans. We could do that some other time. I just want
Yeah.
to make sure that you're good." He stopped by the store, got me some medicine and stuff. I'm like, he just always checked on me like, "You good? You alright? You okay?" Like, dang, that's the most memorable day, even though I really couldn't do everything that I
Yeah.
wanted to, but, like, I will forever remember that.
Do you remember why you wanted to go on the date anyway when you were still sick? Do you remember?
Because I'm one of those people that if I said Imma do it, Imma do it.
Ah.
But, like, at that point, you just really gotta be like, "Bro,
Yeah.
don't don't stress yourself
Yeah.
out. Don't do too much."
Yeah.
And
Yeah, take care of
yeah,
yourself.
you really do. Take care of yourself, guys. So, last but not least, I'm just going to share some green flags to consider. All right, we talked about some of these nice things about people, about some of these men, and I think that you should think about, is he considerate? Is he thinking about your feelings? Because as a woman, we have a lot of feelings, and I'm not saying that he needs to be considerate of all your feelings because sometimes those things lie and they're inaccurate and it doesn't, we need to put our thoughts on trial and our feelings on trial and say, why do we feel this way?
Yeah.
Okay. and
Self-introspect.
and that's all I'm going to say on that one. Someone who's communicative, they need to be able to talk to you, they need to be able to express some things. Y'all men, get your language up. Okay, talk to your girl. Apologize with changed behavior. The only form of an apology that I am willing to accept is your changed behavior. You can tell me, yeah, I'm going to do better. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do better. And you still do the same thing over and over and over again. Change behavior is the only apology. All right. Chivalrous. We talked about chivalry is not dead. And it doesn't mean that he always opens your door, but at least allow him to pull your chair out or something, like, allow him to hold your hand when you're walking and, like, give you his jacket because that's cute, okay? Men, don't leave and go on a date without a jacket, ever. We women are anemic as a whole, so, yeah. Consistency is something that is extremely important, at least in my big age. Like, if you want to be seriously involved with me, be consistent. If I notice that things are off, I'm going to bring it up.
Hmm.
So, ladies, consistency. Men, if she ain't consistent with you, she consistent with somebody else.
Patterns, not potential.
Come on now. I love it. Emotional maturity, stability, and availability. We already talked about this. You need it. Get some, men and women. All right. We're not just talking to the women just because we're women. We're talking to the men too. Be careful who you pick. All right. Safety. Do you feel safe with them emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, all the leads? Do you feel safe?
Yeah.
All right. Do they have integrity? Are they only going to be nice when they're around you? Are they only nice to women that they like? Are they only nice to men that they like? Are they only nice to men who have money? Do they have integrity? Are they gonna do the right thing when nobody is looking? That's what that means.
Yeah, going like with integrity, that that guy that I talked about earlier, that was nice to look at, but I just knew it wasn't gonna work out. I didn't like the way he treated other people.
See,
So,
they could treat you nice, but they can treat other people
yep, the
poor.
way he talked about one of his friends, it was a no.
Ooh, yeah. Not your friend? Yeah. And do they have ambition? Because, babe, where are you taking this relationship?
Yeah,
Are you a go getter? Do you have things that you want to accomplish for yourself outside of this relationship? I feel like that's extremely important to me. But
I
those are
do
some
too.
of the green flags that you should be considering. Like,
Yeah,
you don't want to be with someone who's boring because you're going to get bored and you're going to move on.
yeah,
So, are they ambitious enough to keep the relationship thriving? Are
yeah,
they willing to try new things with you so that you both don't get bored?
yeah.
Are they willing to reconnect with you? Well, guys, we have reached the end of this
We did
episode.
it!
It was
It's
a lot to
fun!
unpack, I know, and I hope you guys enjoy it so, so very much. Thank you all for tuning in, and this has been another episode of Talks with Tiante. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and share and put some comments below. All
Right
right,
now.
we'll see you guys next time.
Alright.
Bye.